Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Resonant Culture Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This beer is called God Complex. One of their crazy labels right there. This is a double IPA, 9% ABV. And it says hazy IPA, double dry hop with Citra, Mosaic, Cryo Pellets, and Galaxy. And this was canned on 12/5, so it's about 2 weeks old. So it's still pretty fresh, or definitely fresh. That's all. I haven't heard any reviews on this yet from anybody, so I'm going into this completely blind, but I trust it'll be good because everything that they make is good for the most part, or at least everything they package. Put it in my handy dandy Resonant Culture glass here. So as you can see, it pours that's very, very hazy. It's almost like milky, but it definitely looks like orange juice with a really nice, it's small, but it's fluffy and not dissipating right away. This white head. Man, that smells good. So I've been hearing some people lately saying they didn't like Resonant Culture that much because their stuff was too oniony, and I get onion out of hops sometimes, but I don't get that with theirs. I don't know where people were getting that from, but I don't know. It just made me think, oh, maybe I'll start picking up after someone told me that, but I don't get it. There's lots of peach. A little bit of overripened pineapple, assuming that's from the mango, from the Mosaic. It's a little grassy. Some nice like bready malt underneath. And actually, it's a little bit of like candied orange too. It smells really nice. You know, these guys really are recently reminding me of Brew Gentlemen. The mouthfeel on their beers is top notch. And again, to me, that's not something that I care about that much, but with IPAs it really is, because so many of them taste similar that, you know, it starts getting down to the minute details of what really makes the best ones, and that's definitely one of them. But this has a really soft, pillowy mouthfeel without feeling like lactosey almost. Like, I don't know, that weird character that lactose gives IPAs that I'm not a huge fan of. I would say the flavor is pretty much on point with the aroma. Tons of peach, a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of orange. There's a light, like, dank character to it, but not too much. It is absolutely flooded with hops. Like, there is no point in time, even in the aftertaste, where it starts to fall off into like a grainy beer. Like, you get the little underlying bready character, but all the way through it's completely filled with hops. But at the same time, it's very restrained. There's no part of it that's overly bitter. I think these guys their stuff is a little more bitter than a lot of the other stuff in Charlotte, but I've never had one that I thought was like too bitter, where it just was like that bitter raw hop plant material sitting on the back of your tongue. Really, the only fault that I would give this, and again, this is minor, and it's something that pretty much hardly anyone can do. It's just because of how big the beer is, but it is a little hefty. I don't want to say it's syrupy because it's not syrupy in the thought that like it's syrupy and sweet. It's not sweet. It does have a nice like balancing sweetness to the bitterness that it has, but it does not come off as overly sweet. But it's pretty thick. But I mean, some people like IPAs like that. I don't particularly like it or dislike it. It is what it is. Whenever you make ones, I mean, when you start getting a 9% and higher, you're gonna have that. And it does have a little bit of alcohol burn in the back end. You can feel it in your chest a little bit. Again, that's hard to hide when the base is so simple and it's like 95% of the flavor is coming from the hops. So I'm not blaming them, and pretty much anyone who makes a 9% New England IPA is going to have that. But on top of that, usually other ones, the flavor isn't nearly as good as this. So this is absolutely a buy for me. I think this is $20, a 4-pack, which is definitely worth it. I would say this is probably better than 95% of the Dancing Gnome double IPAs I've had, at least, maybe better than every single one of them. This is up there with like the best double IPAs I've had from Brew Gentlemen, to be honest. It's not as good as some of their best stuff in my opinion, but I like their IPAs and pale ales better than their double IPAs just because they're a little lighter and easier to drink. But if you're going to compare double IPAs, in my opinion, this is just as good as probably any one I've ever had. It's just, to be honest, it's like perfect. And the hop profile in this is absolutely awesome. I wouldn't think from these 3 hops that it would have like the slight dank character that it does, but it actually does have a little bit of like a resinous character. But that's blended with like the peach and orange and pineapple. This is just outstanding. Like I said, the only thing I would change about it is if the booze was like scaled back a tiny bit. But that's a really hard thing to do with such like a light malt base, and approaching double digits. So this is freaking awesome. I honestly wish that I had more of this. I really hope that this sticks around until when I get back, because I'm leaving for Pittsburgh tomorrow until New Year's Day. I hope this sticks around because I am going to buy more of this. I really buy a beer twice, even though I say I would buy it again just because I'm always trying to get new stuff. But this one I probably will buy more because it is absolutely fantastic. So get it. And their stuff lasts a decent bit too. So you see this in like a month, it'll probably still be good. So absolutely trade for this. It is fantastic. But that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.